We are in Parashat Bo. I would like to start with the portion of Bo. It's discussing with the concept of Vayomer Hashem el Moshe Bo el Paro. It's written there, Bo el Paro, come to Pharaoh. It doesn't say go to Pharaoh, Bo el Paro. And it's a great lesson for us that we need to learn about the concept of what God wants from us. Why it doesn't read in there, go to Pharaoh, come to Pharaoh. A lot of time people are asking why they're not being successful in a certain area of their life, business, relationship, and so on and so on. And the answer is very simple. A lot of the time, instead of dealing with the person as they are, thank you, dealing with the person as they are, we're dealing with the people as we are. And we're not super sensitive. It's a very sad part about our personality from time to time. Bo el Paro, God is telling Moses, hey, listen, come to Pharaoh. Come to Pharaoh. Go to his level. Don't go to Pharaoh as a messenger, because you're a messenger of God. You're allowed to do whatever they want. You know, I was in one of the synagogue. I don't know the rabbi's name, and he spoke so beautiful, so beautiful. And he said something so amazing, and what he said was, how do you know if a person has a good heart? And what he say, it's not how good you behave to your mother, your father, to people who are close to you because you have to, you deal with them, is when you don't have to be nice. How nice are you to the waiters? How nice are you to the person who cut your hair or do your hair, you know? And after you give them the tip, not before. After you pay them 20%, after you give them everything, are you still capable to be nice? What God is telling you, Moses, ויאמר השם למשה בוא אל פרעה כי אני הכבדתי את ליבו ואת לב עבדיו. I make sure that Pharaoh will be stubborn and Pharaoh will not be able to let you go. So I can make sure to basically bring another 3 plagues on him. It seemed unfair. Unfair. Pharaoh is done. He had 7 plagues. He wanted the people to leave Egypt. He's done. He doesn't want them there. He doesn't want them there. Done. I agree. They should leave. God going to his brain and say no. I don't want to say no. I want to say yes. I want you to go, please. I'm suffering enough. Please leave my country. He can't say no. And the question that all the commentaries keep asking, especially Orach Chaim HaKadosh, Rabbi Chaim Ben Attar, those of you who never have been in his site in Yerushalayim and Har HaZitim, should go when you go into Israel. Make sure you go to that site. Orach Chaim HaKadosh, Rabbi Chaim Ben Attar, one of the greatest Kabbalists of all time. So he asked that question, what they want from Pharaoh. And we need to understand it a little bit deeper about ourselves. Many times, you want to stop doing something bad. And you can't. You want to stop doing it. Enough. I don't want to be addicted to what I'm addicted. Okay? Those of you suffering from food addiction like me, grew up with a mother who give me love with food. You know, when you see food see you, relationship begin. So the idea to get into an understanding that a lot of time, we are not fully understanding the value of our action. And when you are addicted to something, when you are like, think that this is the thing that make you happy, and you can stop yourself from doing it, it's developed into, we can call it addiction or some selfish desire, but we have to work on that. We have to get into a place that we understanding that the whole concept of Pharaoh can happen to us. We are the Pharaoh. We are not always the Moses in the story. Everybody want to be the Moses of the story. We are the good guy. No, sometimes you are Pharaoh. Sometimes you are actually Pharaoh. You can let go. You can let go of a certain thing. Fight between people. Fight between family. You already be forgiving. You kiss. You drink l'chaim. You did the scotch together. Boom. Thanksgiving went okay. Everything okay. New Year. And then after 3 months, you start to remember what your sister, brother did to you. And now you're not forgiving them again. Again. All start again. What happened? Let it go. I can't. Why? כי אני הכבדתי את ליבו. It's in the Gemara, it's in the Talmud. When a person do tshuva, when a person want to change from the heart, when a person want to change, transform from the heart, מספקים בידו לעשות תשובה. They give that person a chance to change, to transform. When a person not truly want it, אין מספקים בידו לעשות תשובה. They don't give that person a chance to change. What is Pharaoh? Why is Pharaoh want to get rid of the Israelite from his country? Not because he want to change. He want those people who cause him chaos in his life to leave. But he doesn't care about their good. He just cares about his own good. So he's not ready yet to change his personality. The only time that he changed his personality was in the end, when he was in the Red Sea, and then he was waking up to start changing himself. And the secret, my friend, if we want to think like a change in our life, don't change because of fear. Don't transform because something bad happened to you and now you think if I stop that, good things will happen to me. That's not a good motivation. A change has to happen because of happiness. Until a change is not happening from great happiness in your life, it will be very difficult for that change, for that transformation to last. Life is about achieving happiness, achieving joy. Because if you're not finding the joy coming from the Creator, we're not yet understanding the Creator. There is a story about one Mekubal, one Kabbalist, who came to the city, I think it's called Fez, in Morocco. So he was very wealthy, and he has a lot of luggage with him. So as he's getting off the ship into Morocco, he asked one of the helping boy to carry it to the hotel where he's staying. So the helping boy didn't arrive only 14 hours later. So he said to him, "Where have you been?" He says, "Sir, your luggage are very heavy." And he answered him, "If my luggage are very heavy, this is not my luggage." And his student explained the story like that. What the rabbi said, that if the spiritual journey is too heavy on your shoulders, you are not practice spirituality. You practice something else. Spirituality need to be performed with joy, with happiness, with excitement. If spirituality is not performed with excitement all the time, you are doing something else. You are doing something in the name of spirituality, but it's supposed to be exciting. Everything about spirituality has to be exciting. If it's not exciting you enough, maybe you're doing something that's more close to religion. And the difference between religion and spirituality, those of you who never heard it before, religion is looking for God in the sky. Spirituality is looking for God within you. God is always inside. Religion is God is in heaven, where is he? But spirituality is actually inside me. And the reason I don't see it sometimes is because I'm busy with me. When I'm busy with my little ego and me and myself, I cannot find my God. I cannot find the simcha. I cannot find the happiness. Now, I would like to go to the Zohar, to the book of the Zohar, written by Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, and Michelle will read it for us. And I would like to share with you something from the Zohar related to this parasha. And then I'm going to address this month of Aquarius, Bezrat Hashem. But first I would like, as always I do every Monday here, we always love to share a section from the Zohar so people will be able to enjoy that. No punishment without action besides sexuality. So it's a heavy subject. I'm very happy we have no kids here. So it's kind of a PG-13 subject. Before I'm discovering to you the concept here from the Zohar, I would like to explain the word punishment because I don't want you to be fanatic or religious about punishment as you think it, if you think it. For Kabbalists, punishment is not when God punishes you. We don't believe in that. We believe that if you put your two fingers in the socket, you might hurt yourself. But the socket is not the one who punishes you. Okay, I want to make sure it's clear. So punishment is something that you arm yourself. You basically put your two fingers into the wrong place, and that's why you're hurting yourself. But it doesn't mean that God is punishing you. Kabbalists believe that God is the roots of all good. But if I'm not capable to connect to the all good in the best way, then it's turned into a punishment for me. But it doesn't mean that God punished me. It means that I don't know how to connect to the all goods. Okay, so before I'm showing you the section, I want to make sure I'm clear. Michelle, you ready? Ready. Here we go.
For Hashem will pass through to smite Egypt. We learned, as Rabbi Yossi said, that this passage is difficult. Could it be that first he sees the blood, and then he will pass over, which means he made a sign? If you say this because of the commandment to place the blood, then why was it placed outside the door, and why on the lintel and two side posts? Why did he need this? Is not everything revealed before the Holy One, blessed be he? It is written, he reveals the deep and secret things. And why did he have to reveal the blood on the lintel and two side posts?
So I think the question is very clear. It's a pshat. It's a very simple question. Is we know that in the time of Passover, or in the time of what we call Makat Bechorot, the last plagues, when the firstborn meant to die, the sign that they put on the door was in the sign of the letter A. Those of you know the letter A, so it was 1, 2, and 3. So it was 3 columns that they put on the mashkof, on the side of the door, and on the top of the door. But here he asked a good question. The Zohar, he asked a good question. Why do we need that? If God knows everything, why do we need to do a sign to tell people, hey, don't kill the people here, but this one need to be killed? And I'm sorry if I'm using the word kill, that it sounds a little bit inappropriate, but I'm just relating it to the story with your permission. So let's see where the Zohar is taking us. 75.
He answers, but we study that it is written, and when Hashem saw it, he abhorred them. And also, and Hashem saw that the wickedness of man was great in earth. Yet we learn that providence is not seen above unless an action below becomes manifest from it. Before an action is done below, there is no looking to punish, except for the thought of idolatry, which is punished without an action, as it is written. Take heed to yourself that your heart will not be deceived. After the action is done, providence is aroused. Therefore, everything, both good and bad, depends upon action.
So here we have another revelation. It's written that when there is a negativity that we are committing, that negativity has to pass on, we can call it angel, the best way I can describe it. And those manifester of negativity is the one that carry the effect of our action. So there is no such a thing as a negative action with no negative result attached to it, unfortunately. I mean, I want to bring you the good news, but I have to tell you also the fact. And the reason for that is, it's not that you've been punished, because the rules of cause and effect exist in our universe. We are living in the universe that has cause and effect. There is a way, there is tricks, of course, to remove that effect to come on you, and you can actually change before the effect takes place. Of course, there is a way to do it. But because this universe is a universe of truth, it's a universe of honesty. I'm sure most of you say there's no honesty in this universe, there's no truth. But I will tell you, there is truth. There is cause and effect. You might not see it or disagree with me, but the universe is operated in such a way, it's not operate only with one lifetime. There's more than one lifetime. If you didn't pay what you need to pay this lifetime, then there is another one coming in. What's the maximum lifetime you can be here? Between 3 to 4. There's 2 opinions on that. But that's only to one level of the soul. Every person has 3 levels to the soul. So 3 times 4, how many times? We have 12. So just give you the idea that nobody running away from the effect of what we did wrong. Give you an example so we get the idea. Let's say, God forbid, somebody kills somebody by mistake last lifetime. Okay? So as we explained in a different class, he has to be reincarnated in Virgo. All people who kill somebody last lifetime by mistake has to be reincarnated in Elul, in the month of Elul, last month of Virgo. I'm sorry for all the Virgo here. And then as Virgo, they have to be tested either to be the surgeon or either to be the one under the hand of the surgeon. And then the test takes place. So you cannot run away from anything. It's all there. I mean, you can hide for 1,000 years, but then it will find you. So it's not because you need to be punished. There is something called tshuva. There is something that you can do a certain behavior, and I'm not going to talk about it now because it's more related to the month of Elul or Virgo. There is a certain way to change something than to prevent it. But that's not what I want to discuss. I just want to show you why there is cause and effect that affecting us. Now, adultery or idol worshipping is the one commit of crime that we cannot run away from it even if we didn't do it. It's the only one thing that affecting the brain. Meaning what? When a person is, let's say, involved in a relationship and they think about another person, that by itself already affecting them in a negative way. That's just thinking, not doing anything, that's already affecting them in a negative way. Now it's almost sad, it's not fair. Because we're living in a universe that the temptation is terrible, right? Wherever you go. I mean, we are in Los Angeles, so it's not so bad. But let's say people who live in Miami, what are you going to do, right? People who live in Scandinavia, no problem. Everybody covered like a bear. But when you go, you see this woman, you see this man, not easy. So you start thinking. At that moment of the thought process begin, that unfortunately affecting your soul. And for that reason, God give people problem with the eyes sometimes, which is a blessing. What's blessing about problem with the eyes? You don't see. Wonderful. You don't see anything. You want to see better, you put the glasses. That's it. So people said, oh, what a curse, I can't see. No, it's good, you can see. Very good, you can. What do you need to see? There's nothing to see. So the idea is the mind have to be strong. But let's think why. But it's a simple idea. What Rabbi Isaac Luria is talking about. The idea is there is 4 levels of reincarnation. 1 human, 1 animal, 1 vegetables, and 1 mineral. So you can choose which chamber you want to go to. Human, vegetables, minerals. There is a lot of opportunity. And the idea is when you want to choose which chamber to go to, it's all based on your level of desire. Human is the strongest desire. Minerals is the least amount of desire. So it depends on what are you capable to say no to. As a human, you have to say no almost to everything, to your mind, to your words, to your action. Animal, okay, it's a food and fighting. Then vegetables, what do vegetables need to do? Just standing there as a celery, you don't do a lot. There is not even a jealousy. But once it's come to a mineral, there's nothing going on. And for that reason, it's written in the Rabbi Isaac Luria, in the Ari HaKadosh, people who kill someone, chas v'shalom, God forbid, reincarnate in the minerals, in a stone. No wonder that everybody want to kill for a diamond. Diamond is a stone. What is the next lifetime? In a stone. So a big diamond, a lot of, not to insult any lady, but lately I had this guy who fight with the girl that she want him to marry her, but it has to be a certain size of a ring. I didn't get it. What do you call it before the wedding? Engagement ring. Engagement ring. I don't know where the engagement ring came from. I'm sorry, that it's not something. Engagement ring has to be large. And I didn't get involved because if I say why, then I'm taking a side. So say he, she say, he say, she say, he say about the diamond. I don't know why, it's not my business, but from a reincarnation point of view, it's almost like which kind of killer you want on your hand. So if the lady is spiritual, maybe she wants to elevate that killer to another level. It's okay. Or if the husband is cheap, it's good for the husband. Because Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon said that if a person is cheap, he has to work on that not being cheap. וגם אני ראיתי מחלה רעה תחת השמש. King Solomon said, I saw a disease under the sun, which is being cheap. A person who is suffering from being cheap has to be more large. And the way to test it is through the wife. So when the wife asks for the husband, and I'm sorry for all the people who watch at home who's married, the Ari said, whatever the wife asks from you, you have to give. You don't have to ask twice. Right away, you got to give it. So it's a test. Going back to our subject, the avodah zarah, the idol worshipping, the adultery, or any sexual thought, it's in the mind. And the mind is the first thing that's been attacked. Be strong. It's not about the action. Be strong. And ask from the Creator to help you. If you're like Pharaoh and you're ready to get sick until you ask from God to stop it, it's not going to stop. But if you, while you enjoy that thought, you have to say, hey, please stop right now. That's when it begins. That's the beginning of everything. Let's read another section in the same subject.
Rabbi Yossi said, all the marketplaces of Egypt were full of idols. Moreover, every house had kinds of witchcraft, who with their witchcraft connected with the lower crowns that were below to arouse the impure spirit amongst them.
So basically, there is places, my dear friend, I don't know if you agree or not, that if you're going to go there, it's going to arouse you, it's going to make you crazy, it's going to make you totally nuts about not being loyal, being a thief, all kind of thought. Because the amount of people around you who think in negative, affecting your mind as well. I cannot convince you it's true, but I'm just sharing this with you. Last verse, please, in this section.
We have learned the secret meaning of it. It is written, and take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and touch with it the lintel and 2 side posts. He asked, why a bunch of
Hyssop. Yeah, Ezov.
He answers, in order to destroy the impure system from among them, and to indicate on their houses at these 3 places the complete faith, one of this side and one on that side, on the 2 side posts that allude to the 2 columns right and left, and one between them on the lintel that alludes to the central column. Therefore Hashem will pass over the door and will not allow the destroyer to come into the houses to smite you, for he sees the Holy One, holy name marked on the entrance, which is the secret of the 3 columns.
We need to explain the 3-column concept. Basically, the 3-column is representing, it's called Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, or in different language, it's called Chesed, Gvura, Verachamim, meaning the concept of building. If you look at the atoms is building from 3 columns, okay, proton, neutrons, and electrons. So basically, when you build a structure in your mind that everything is building from 3 columns, like Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in your mind, that's when you start working on yourself. Now, what does that connect to anything? Avraham represents how you give. The way you see a person is 3 areas. How you give, how you receive, and how you're capable to control yourself. Those are the 3 areas of human being need to define. Do you know how to give? Then, do you know how to receive? Some people don't know how to receive. They just want to give to impress everybody else. Do you know how to receive? You don't just to surrender and say, go, please, teach me, guide me. And then the 3rd area, which is the toughest, is Jacob, is the ability to hold on when I want to say something, the ability to hold on when I want something. That's the toughest one from all of them. It's called Jacob. Those are the 3 areas, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, or Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If a person have those 3, then it's promised to that person, not only is never going to sin, not only is never going to do something negative, it's promised for that person that he doesn't need to be tested with all those things. Because all day long is checking himself, herself. Am I giving? Am I receiving well from the people who want to speak to me? Am I have the ability to control myself? Those are the 3 things. If you want to ask yourself, how are you doing? Ask yourself those 3 questions every morning when you wake up. After you do meditation, you pray, stop. Am my giving level is good? Is my receiving level good? Is my ability to control myself is good? Those 3 things. Once you're able to maintain those 3 things, which is not a lot, then you're already knowing that you're on the wave of your personal success. It's not about how to be just successful, but my personal success, I'm in a better place. For that reason, they took the Ezov. Ezov, it can be Aesop, or it can be actually sage. If you know sage, people use the sage to clean the house. So they took, and they basically make the letter A that built from 3 columns. For that reason, on Passover, those of you who know the secret of Passover, the matzah has to be actually in the secret of A, which is the 3 columns. I don't want to go into all those details, but I want to move into next subject in the Zohar, and then I'm going to express all the secret of Aquarius. I wrote here, you are as lucky as your neighborhood. Basically, I said it before and I will say it again. We affected, the only thing we don't have a free will, unfortunately, is your environment. When you're in the wrong environment, the environment will affect you. It doesn't matter how good you are. Doesn't matter how good you are. I, for example, grew up in a very tough neighborhood in Israel, one of the toughest. But my mom was a tough mother, so I never saw the neighborhood until age 16. So it's kind of weird way to grow up. So I grew up in the house from school, home, and basically grew up as a nerd, socially, doesn't know that there is people out there, you know. But I was angry with her, but I'm happy she did that. I'm angry. It's a mixed feeling. But your neighborhood, your people affecting you. When you're surrounding yourself with the right people, it's amazing. It's just amazing because it changed everything. So let's read about it and then we address the whole concept of Aquarius, please. Go ahead.
Shimon opened the discussion, saying, "Come and behold, it is written, all things have I seen in the days of my vanity. There is a just man who perishes in his righteousness, and there is a wicked man who prolongs his life in his wickedness. What did Solomon, who possessed more wisdom than any other person, speak of in his verse?" He responds, Solomon alluded to wisdom. We see that the ways of the Holy One, blessed be He, are not so, for it is written, to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. But he is alluding to two themes here.
Okay, so we're just going to continue and I'm going to explain it in a second. Please go ahead.
We have learned that the eyes of the Holy One, blessed be He, wish to watch over the world and observe it, as it is written. The eyes of Hashem run to and from throughout the whole world. If there are wicked people in the world, the righteous man in that generation is snared in their sins. The Holy One, blessed be He, is long-suffering with the wicked until they repent. If they do not repent, then there will be no one to plead mercy for him because the righteous has already died. This is the meaning of there is a just man who perishes in his righteousness. It is because he is righteous that he has departed from the world, so he would not please mercy for the generation.
So the question is, what is righteous? What is the word righteous? The first explanation that I ever seen that amazed me was from Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag in 1922. And the way Rabbi Yehuda Ashlag explained the word righteous is come from the word tzodek. Tzodek means being right. And he writes, Matzdik darko shel borei olam. A righteous person is a person who justifies whatever happened is the best thing that can ever happen. Next time I'm going to stand. I didn't expect so many people, so I'm sorry that if you don't see me in the back, forgive me for that. So, Matzdik darko shel borei olam, he justify everything that is happened. Why is it so important to have a person like this? A person like that can turn judgment into mercy. Turn judgment into mercy. So when a person like this is going through a tough time, he will find the good thing within the tough time. If Chas v'Shalom, God forbid, he lose money, he find the good things within it. If God forbid he gets sick, he find the good within it. Everything, he find the good within it. Because tonight is one of the Hilula of the greatest tzaddikim. His name is Rav Zusha. Not all of you know his name. Rav Zusha for Annapolis. I was in his site, I was in his grave. And one of the stories about Rav Zusha Annapolis to explain what tzaddik feel like. Rav Zusha Annapolis suffered all his life. He would never have a minute of joy. So when other righteous people want to learn how to be a tzaddik, the rabbi used to send them to Rav Zusha. He said, just go to Rav Zusha, learn from him how to suffer. Because when he suffers, it's a joy to look at his face. They arrived to his house, 10 of them, they were so excited to go learn the lesson. And they see, he live in a terrible house, shack. The house is kind of, you touch it, you're afraid that things will fall apart. And they say, hi, Rav Zusha, we are here to learn from you how to suffer. And he said, I think you got the wrong address. And he says, not me. So what do you mean it's not you? I mean, look at me. Do I look like a suffer? I have the best life. I mean, nobody can have more joy than I have. I have the best life more than any human being in the world. Actually, I have more joy than any other human being. They thought he lost his mind. Of course, they went back to his rabbi. The rabbi is named Magid of Mezrich. They went back. Said, you sure? Said, yeah. I just want you to learn. Rav Zusha, you cannot convince him for a second that there is something negative in the world. Tzaddik is seeing in every second why it be justified for the Creator, for the Divine, to do whatever is happening. Now I know that some of your mind is going through now and you're saying, but there is a lot of injustice in the world. And the reason you're going through that, because you're not righteous yet. Once you get righteous, you're going to find the justification for that negative thing that it happened. How do I know you're going through that in your mind? Because it's going in my mind too. I'm in the same boat with you. Nobody is here as tzaddik. You know, we're all in the same boat. We only find somebody take too much money from me. Oh, what's wrong? We don't see the good in it. Somebody cheat me. Oh, what's wrong? In everything there is a blessing. But once we all become tzaddikim, it's no more, those negativity no more exists. Because with you for a second think that the creator who created everything will do a mistake. No. So for that reason, the Zohar is saying, if you live in a neighborhood where there is tzaddikim, you have nothing else to worry. And the Zohar continue in 138, please.
Therefore we learn that a person should only live in a place where men of action live. For what reason? Woe unto the person who dwells among the wicked, for he is caught in their sins. And if he dwells among the righteous, he is dealt well with due to their merit.
So, you know, today, as I was going to the mikveh, mikveh is like a pool that you purify your spirit, your soul. So I was thinking to myself, you know, and Debbie reminded me, said to me, you know what? You know that tonight was the first time you actually give a lecture here. You give a lecture at this location. And I said, wow, I didn't know that. It's actually starting tonight. And I remember the night that we started, I look at Debbie, I wasn't super excited, to be honest. I wasn't excited at all. I wasn't like seeing the good in it. I didn't see the good in anything at that moment. And I'm only seeing what's going on, it's not fair, all kind of movie happened in my head. And the idea that in life, if you're willing to see the good in your misery forced to be good. Force. You are forcing your misery out. If you say to yourself, make a list of your misery tonight. Whatever is miserable in your life, make a list and start one by one. Don't attack it all together. Say, okay, I want to go this one. I want to find the good thing about this misery. And you fight to find it. That misery slowly will start shifting into something positive. It's not easy work because it's nothing to do with another people. It has to do with me. It has to do with me and myself fighting that demon in my head that are telling me this is bad. I know a gentleman in New York, maybe he's online now, you know, he's very angry with somebody cheating him in business. But it's absolutely cheating. Absolutely, and he took a lot of money. I'm talking about in the 6-0 and above level. And it's unfair, you know, for a worker to do this to you. It's terrible, you know. And I remember when I met him first time, I met him in New York 2.5 years ago, and we started talking, and I said to him, let's find the good in it. We were in the restaurant in the middle. As I'm telling him, let's find, I don't know if you know New York City, how they think. As I'm telling him, let's find the good about it. I'm trying to be spiritual. He left the restaurant. He gone. He with his wife, and my wife and me look at my wife looked at me and said, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to be spiritual. I said, you don't spiritual like that. Slowly. And I had to run before we take a text. I said, I'm sorry, give me a second chance. I want to explain what I mean by that. So, okay, only second chance. I said, please, come in. So listen, in life there is layers, there is big picture. You know, I address it different. And the idea is, when you go to people and you tell them spirituality, you have to be sensitive too. You have to be boel paro. You have to come slowly. You don't have to tell them, okay, now this is what you got to do. No, slowly, laat. Easy. You know, I did my mistake. I'm sure all of us doing mistake from time to time when we try to preach somebody with the right thing. The right thing was done in the wrong way, it's becoming the wrong thing. Not always the right thing is the right thing. The right thing was approaching in the wrong way, it's the wrong thing. It's the same. If I tell you to do the right thing right now, but I'm kind of pushing you or preaching you or becoming like authority, it will make you against it. And that's doing the wrong thing. And that's why parents, friend, husband, wife, you want somebody to do it right, you gotta say it in a way that the person can swallow it, not in a way that you just say it and you feel good about yourself. For that reason, your neighbors, those of you who are into real estate, Your neighbors define what type of life you're going to have. Your neighbors, whoever live to this side, in front of you, they define your life, my dear friend. I know you're not going to like it, but your neighbors are the most important thing. If you're going to buy a house, and most people are not going to buy a house now till March, everybody wants the price to drop. So go check your neighbors, check who you're dealing with, because their energy affecting you. You know, you need to understand, those of you who go to church or synagogue or wherever you go, whoever's sitting next to you, affecting you. Your family, yes, of course they're affecting you. Your brother and sister, of course they're affecting you. So when you go to Thanksgiving, put all the crystals on you and get protected, and then do mikveh on the way out, you know, purify yourself, because you need to understand, energy affecting us. It's affecting us. It's not that people are bad. People are not bad. People are different. So if the frequency is different, it will affect you. Okay? Those of you who work with people, I don't know many of you work with people. If you work with a lot of people, you have to be careful. You have to be careful how that energy will affect you. Now, if you have a tzaddik, a righteous person who can pray for you and do all the things, then you bless. Because that righteous will teach you how to see good in everything. The righteous person's job is only to find out how there is good in everything that you have in your life. And if the righteous doesn't do it, that's a missed opportunity either from the listener or either from the doer. Last verse in the Zohar. I think this is the last verse. Yeah.
Rabbi Hasta lived at first among the people of Cappadocia, and it was difficult for him, and he was plagued with sickness. He then moved his dwelling among the protectors of Sippori, meaning among Torah scholars who are called protectors. He became a great and merited much good, many riches, and much Torah. And he said, I merited all of this because I came among these people, whom the Holy One, blessed be He, takes care of to do good for them.
So from here we learn your neighborhood define what's going to happen to you. It's so important. I mean, just think about it. I don't want to scare you, but I want you to be aware of that. It's not about fear. It's about understanding how people's mind affecting you. If you, let's say, go to New York and you are in the subway, the time that you are in the subway for 25 minutes, affecting you. I don't know if you ever went to the subway. I'm sure none of you ever went to the subway. Subway is this little train under the ground. You know what it is? If you have enough money, you never saw a subway. I saw the subway a lot. So it's a little train going under the ground and taking you to different places, but it's packed. If you go 7:30 in the morning, it's packed. You're hanging like that with a lot of thought. People are stressed. It's going to affect you. So after you get off the train, 5 minutes, relax, do your meditation, then go to your meeting. Because otherwise, you're taking all the thousand thought on the train with you to the meeting. That's not going to do well. So relax, meditate, let it go, and then it's wonderful. Yes. Now I would like to take you to what's happening tonight is Rosh Chodesh, and I would like to give information. Those of you need to write, please write. What we expect from this month, what's supposed to happen this month, what is the 30 days of Shvat going to look like, how to connect, what do we need to do to connect. So first, the best way to connect is to understand that the energy of the month of Aquarius is freedom. Everything of this month is freedom. Those of you dating Aquarius or married to Aquarius, there is one thing you need to learn forever. Never tell them what to do, okay? Would you remember that? Never, ever tell them what to do. You can ask permission. You can ask permission, may I say something? But you don't say, may I tell you what to do? Don't even ask that. May I say something you're allowed to say? Okay? Correct, Aquarius sitting here. Oh, we have, how many Aquarius we have here? Whoa, we have a few. Wow. So telling you when you tell Aquarius what to do, what's the problem? I mean, we know that there's two planets that control Aquarius, Uranus or Saturn, by the book of Abraham called Book of Formation. Sefer Yetzirah is Saturn. Saturn is called Shabtai. This is what it's called. And this planet is heavy. It's a little bit heavy. It's sitting right now in Capricorn. I'm sorry for all the Capricorn. It's sitting on you right now. For another year. Any Capricorn in the house? No. If you want to know the details, you're not Aquarius for sure. If you want to know the details, you are definitely Capricorn. The way you know if you're Capricorn or Aquarius, if you care about business and details, you're Capricorn. If you care about freedom and you don't know what details mean, and you say, well, I think I'm into details, you're Aquarius. Okay? So freedom, what does freedom look like? Now, freedom is the ability to control myself. That's a true freedom. Freedom is not to do whatever I want, is that whatever I want is being controlled by me. That's a true freedom. I repeat it again. Freedom is not to do whatever I want, is whatever I want will be controlled by me. That's a true freedom. When I'm no longer controlled by that thing that I wanted to do, because otherwise it can turn into either worshiping or addiction. Now, the idea that according to Kabbalah, they relate it to Hebrew letter that create everything. So they're telling us that the letter Tzadik, there is a letter Tzadik, I'm going to put it on the screen in a second, created the month of Aquarius. Now, how can a letter create something? For this, I need to take you to a book that's called Tikkunei HaZohar. Unfortunately, I didn't teach that book in English yet. With the help of God, with the help of the angel and all the tzaddikim, I'm going to start in February to teach Tikkunei HaZohar. I will not tell you it will be a fun lecture because it's very deep. But once we study Tikkunei HaZohar, you really study what Rabbi Shimon teach in the cave, whatever he teaches in the cave. So the letter Tzadik created these 30 days. How can that be? So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the righteous Rabbi Shimon, write that the frequency or the sound created before an image. Try to imagine that it was first not a shape, but first it was a sound, then it became an image. So the sound of the letter Tzadik, as we're saying it, Tzadik, okay, those of you who can say it, because if you're American, you can never say Tza. You always get Za, all right? Or Persian will say Sa. If you're Persian, you're going to Sadik, okay? But it's Tzadik, okay? Tza, Tza. I don't know, Tza. Tzadik, it's a frequency that created these 30 days. Am I right? Am I right? Sa and that. See, I've been around LA for a while, for 4 years, 5 years. So, Tzadik. So the idea of Tzadik is the frequency of this month. Everything about this month is coming from that letter. Now, what is affecting your body? Where does it affect your body? Esophagus. The esophagus is actually the area that, according to Avraham Avinu, affected by the letter Tzadik. Some other opinion say it's the appendix. Some other opinion say appendix. So the idea, what does that mean for us? If you look at the esophagus, the way you say esophagus in Hebrew is veshet. Vav, shin, taf. And I'm sorry if I'm losing you with the Hebrew letter, Robert. But later on. I always look at Robert when he give me that look. What's going on like that? You know? So when you take the word veshet and you make the letter Vav longer, what do you get? You get samech, shin, tet, and long Vav become nun. What do we become? What do we become? Satan. Very good. Very good, Sharona. So we become Satan. Satan is, the devil, Lucifer, whatever you want to call it. So basically, look at the esophagus. What does the esophagus look like? Almost like a snake. The mouth is here. Whatever you say, whatever you eat, whatever you drink, are you controlling your mouth or your mouth controlling you? In these 30 days, if you're capable to control your mouth with food, with drink, and with talk, you get anything you want. That's a promise. It's on the video. This is the only area. Imagine that these lips, the gum, the teeth, everything here, this is basically need to be in your control, this mouth. And if you're capable to control it, you're going to have the gift of your life, which means whatever you want to control in your life will not happen until I'm able to control that part. Now, let me continue with that. I would like to show you another thing. The name, it's called Dli. Dli in Hebrew means bucket. I'm not talking about the bucket list. I want you to stay alive for a long time. But the idea of the bucket, basically, what is a bucket? Bucket is almost like no personality. The tzaddik by the name of Bnei Yissaschar, I don't know if you ever heard the name. The Bnei Yissaschar is a great book, not in English unfortunately, who explain that the bucket has no personality. You need a boss. to go ahead and get the water for you and give the water from the well to somebody else. That's what the dli is. Dli. Another word for dli in Hebrew, you can call it kad. Kad means like a vessel, like a container. But the kad, if you look at the word kad, is 24. How many books you have in the Bible? How many books you have in the Tanakh, Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim? 24. So we are not relating to a water as regular water. We are relating it into the water of spirituality, into the water of the Torah. So when you are acting this month, that you take in the water of spirituality, not just for you, and you share it with everybody else, that's how you need to act in this month, then the entire month of Aquarius will start serving you. But even if you become spiritual just for yourself, there is people who are busy being spiritual. I'm sorry, I'm meditating now. What are you doing? I'm meditating. Do you mind to give me a little charity and eat something to eat bread? No. Come tomorrow when I finish my meditation. By tomorrow, the person will die. So you cannot do spirituality for the sake of spirituality. Spirituality has to be done for the sake of how other people can benefit from it. If spirituality is for the sake, you are the only benefit, you are the only one who gets something, you're not acting like the Kad. You're not acting like Aquarius. Now, let me show you another thing, which is fascinating, and that's helping Dana. So, because he asked that question, Bnei Yissaschar asked this question about En Mazal Israel, that there is really no good luck or bad luck to people who are acting spiritual. And he writes like that. If you take the word li, it's called li b'milui. I don't know if you understand. Milui means that I'm adding the letter that attached to the word li, and I'm sorry for those of you who don't know Hebrew. The letter in purple, this is how you write Aquarius, and the letter next to them, this is how you write it when you want to spell it out. So when you spell it out, it will be 528. When I take the word wheel, okay, wheel of fortune or wheel of the zodiac, Galgal, 5 times the word Galgal, which is like the 5 books of Moses, it's also going to become 528. What does that mean? The only month that can correct the entire wheel of fortune for you, the entire wheel of the zodiac, the month of Aquarius. Only one that control everything. But where is the word bucket mentioned in the Torah? Where is it mentioned first time? When Abraham sent his servant to find a soulmate to Yitzchak, to Isaac, to his son. And what was the test that Eliezer came up with? God didn't tell him to test it like that. Nobody told him to do that. He said, I'm going to ask her to give me water, and I will see how she behaves. Can you imagine if you go on a date? First thing you got to ask, hey, water. If she doesn't offer water for your car, she's no good. Okay, because you don't have camels outside, right? No camels. No horses. You go, here, give me water. You didn't offer for my car, something wrong. You know? It's not that. The water is not water, it's physical water or mineral water. We're talking about water of Torah. We're talking about water of spirituality. A person has to always get ready with a conversation. What can I share with you? Subject spirituality. Most of the time, unfortunately, I hear from girls, I hear from boys. Most of the time on a date, everybody loves to talk about themselves. All day long. Blah, 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 blah. One of the girls here told me there is something called speed dating. What is speed dating? It's a bench. I guess it's a bench. Maybe it's not a bench. But many sitting and many sitting on the other side, and they shift. Am I right? Am I describing it right? How many minutes? You have 1 minute? 30 seconds? What do you got? 5 minutes? That's a long time. Wow, I thought it's 1 minute. So it's not so fast. So they go. I wonder what they say. Are they sitting there and say, listen, there is something I learned about spirituality I want to share with you? Nobody cares. Hey, let me tell you, I'm rich. I used to be more beautiful, but I'm working on it. I'm this, I'm that. It's all me, and myself. Me, all day long. And the other side, what the other side does, me. So misery love company, and they get married. And after they get married, what happened? Misery with misery in the same house, not easy. Because This one have been lonely. This one have been lonely. That's why they met each other. Okay? Miserable.com, meetvictim.com, and yalla, together. And now they expect everything to work out. Why it doesn't work? It doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? Why did you even get together? Now, if you go there to the meeting, I want to share with you something. Not for me. I want to share something I heard. I want to share with you something spiritual. Whatever it work. And think for yourself. Don't you want to talk to people who want to share something not about themselves? When people start talking about themselves, how tired it make your brain? Blah, 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 blah. How long can I listen to you? I can't. I can't do it anymore. And that's why this month has 2 letters. One letter is called Tzaddik, the other letter called Bet. And those 2 letters, and I'm going to show you that, you see the letter Tzaddik is the one on top, would say Aquarius. And you can take a picture if you want. Don't. It's not copyright or anything like that. And the letter Bet is for Saturn. Now, if you put the 2 letters together, those of you who know Hebrew, it's spelled Tzav. Tzav means turtle. Okay? If you put it the other way around, it's called Bots. Bots mean mud. So this month can be muddy, or this month, if you go slow with your mouse, can treat you really well. But you just control that little Satan, that want to eat, want to drink, want to scream, want to get angry. I will not tell you it will be easy. Just to let you know. People talk about blood moon coming on Tu B'Shvat. Not easy. We have to go against our nature. And remember, as the moon becomes full, things get difficult. It's not romantic as many people tell you in the movie. Oh, full moon. Oh, wonderful. No. Intense. 14 of the Hebrew months till 16 of the Hebrew months, intense. If you're married, stay away, talk less, okay? Now, there is angels. The reason I put 3 angels, usually I put 1 angel. I put 3 angels because there is 3 opinions. And I didn't want to put 1 angel out because how do I know if I'm right? Okay? So I don't want to say I'm right about it. So I will give 3 opinions of 3 people. Okay? Uriel, some opinions say Uriel is the angel that controls this month. Uriel is in charge of spirituality, growth of spirituality, like Or come from the word light. Raphael is the angel that cures things that you cannot solve. If you have issue with yourself, spiritual issue, you try to work on something, but you're just stuck. It's not going anywhere. Gabriel is if you're righteous. Don't invite Gabriel into your life, and in this month, only if you believe that you did something right. Gabriel is the rewarder, but it's also the punisher. So you just have to, a little bit, be careful before you invite Gabriel. Gabriel, it's been the blast of all the truth, of all the goodness, of all the wonderful things. But you have to be ready to handle it. Everybody wants the best, but the best to come into your life when you're not ready can destroy you. Don't ask for, okay, I'm ready for everything. Wait. No Michael in this month. It's in Aries. So those 3 angels that can be, you can choose whatever you feel that can help you. All right? Uriel will be a pleasant for those of us who want to work on ourselves spiritually. Raphael, those of us who want to change. Gabriel, it's the actual angel that make righteous people go to the next level. If you feel righteous or you did a righteous thing, like our people here give food every Friday, we give food to the poor people. So we have a lot of volunteers who come here on Thursday night and we make peanut butter and jelly, and then we give it away to all the poor people in downtown and poor people here. And last week, Michelle shared with me a story that happened to her. She wanted to give the food, but no poor people want it. Embarrassing, right? It's almost Shabbat. It's almost was Saturday, Shabbat. And what to do? And she almost cried because nobody wanted the food. She's ending with the sandwiches. Say, I work so hard to make sandwiches. Nobody will want my food. So she looked around. All of a sudden, a family approached her. They're all wearing white. She shared with me the information tonight. And they approach her. And she looked at them and say, do you want food? Because all the people say, no, we don't want food. I say, do you want food? He said, of course we want food. And they were happy. They took the sandwiches. They were so happy. And she turned around. She made a U-turn to come for Shabbat. And they gone. She thought she's losing her mind. They were there in the street, 6 people, and all gone. And, she asked me if it was angels or spirit. I don't know. I mean, how would I know? But it's a beautiful thing. You know, when you help people, it's very nice to give tzedakah, give money. It's wonderful. It helps a lot of people. But sometimes giving a sandwich is also important. Don't underestimate a sandwich you give to a person who just needs to eat at that moment. Because to go use $5 and go buy something, it takes time. So for that reason, we create that idea of giving food away that we can feed people. For that reason, in the moment that you're doing something like that, then the letter tzaddik appear on your forehead. When the letter tzaddik appear on your forehead, then you're allowed to ask from the angel Gabriel to help you in this month. So every time you do tzedakah, charity with money, charity with food, charity with clothing, charity with time, charity even with compliment. Even giving compliment considered charity. When you say something nice to somebody, it is charity as well. Everything is charity, every giving. You make people happy, charity. You tell them a joke, charity. At that moment, ask from Gabriel to help you. But if you don't give charity, you're not a giving personality, why would you ask Gabriel to arrive? You know, he will start checking your file. We got a problem here. So don't call Gabriel when your balance is not so good. But in the moment of giving, always Gabriel, you can ask Gabriel to come. Very important. Gabriel is also the angel of the dream, those of you who have dreams. Gabriel is the angel of the dream that's writing the dream for you at night. So it's very powerful. Now, the combination, as you can see in the bottom, this is a combination of the name of God that appear in this month. Every month, the name of God changing. There is 4 letters to the name of God, and the sequence keep changing. So the original sequence, that the small letter you see it's in the beginning. So it keep changing places. Why is it important to know that? Because every time that you meditate on those letters, you look at those letters, the filter that coming from what we call Ein Sof, the endless light, coming to a certain filter. It doesn't come directly to us. Once you know that filter, that's actually define what kind of energy that you're going to receive. Now, there's few things that I want to, and I hope I answer Dana and Mazal Israel, but Li, yes, Mazal. Okay? So the idea is when you acting like the cad, when you acting like the vessel with the container, like the Dli, like the bucket, and you don't have your own desire, the only reason you want to fulfill yourself is for the other person, then this month is serving you so well, it will be unbelievable. Those of you dating Aquarius, give them the room, give them the space, give them to be themselves, okay? Ask them for idea. They love to give idea. They love to be generous with their idea. They love to tell you the meaning. They don't like small picture. It's boring for them. Everything has to be big. Otherwise, what am I doing here? You know? They need big picture. It's boring for them to look for the details. You know? They want a big picture. You know, those of you involved in a relationship with Aquarius, don't push Aquarius to be in a relationship, because Aquarius, not to insult any Aquarius, but Aquarius, if they're purely Aquarius, they're not born to be in a relationship. They're born to be free. It's very difficult for Aquarius to be, because they love everybody. They don't know how to love one person. What does that mean? I only love you. It doesn't mean they're not loyal, but they love the universe. They love all people. So when you ask for commitment for Aquarius, it makes them a little bit nervous, okay? Because they want to give love to all. Now, in this month, we are celebrating in 15 days, or 14 days from today, holiday called Tu B'Shvat. In Tu B'Shvat, we're eating things from the trees, and we're celebrating, and there is all kind of minhagim, mystical performance using the red wine with white wine, mixing it. Those of you who did it with me last year, and it's helping with money, it's helping with sustenance, it's helping with happiness during the year. Very powerful to do so. Why is it so powerful, Tu B'Shvat? Tu B'Shvat, again, the word tu, it does mean, tu, it means 15 in Hebrew. Tu B'Shvat is mean Tet Vav, so it's 15. The 15 months of the Hebrew months. Every time you see a full moon, that's the 15th day of the Hebrew months. At that time, it's called Chag HaIlan, the holiday of the Ilan, the holiday of the tree, one single tree, relate to the tree of life. Each and every one of us have to think like the tree of life. What is the tree of life thinking like? When I am not consider of myself, and it will be very difficult, I'm preparing you. In 14 days, the intensity will be so strong in the universe that the one thing you're going to think about is yourself. And what I'm asking you to do is don't think about yourself at that day. It will fall on Sunday night in 2 weeks. Remember, Sunday night in 2 weeks. It's, I don't remember what date of January 21st. Yeah, January 21st at night. Just beg the Creator, beg God, help me to think about others. Just help me. I don't want to think about me. And the only thought you're going to have is yourself. All day long. You cannot get rid of it. And all what you want to ask is help me not to think about me. Those of you who can take a vacation for one day, take a vacation. Stay away from people because you're going to be nasty. All right? Those of you who are married, keep your mouth shut. Please, I'm begging you. Keep your mouth shut. Do Tanit Shtika, it's called. It's a silence diet. Silence diet is very healthy, super healthy, better than food diet. You just don't talk. Don't talk. You know, you wake up in the morning, you don't talk till about 5:20. Not a lot. Not a lot, you know? Simple. Those of you working as accounting or something like this, just talk to your computer. That's it. Those of you who have enough money and you don't need to go to work, don't go to work. I'm sorry for all the lawyer or other people that have a tough job, you have to talk all day long. But try to avoid extra words at that day, I'm begging you. Sunday, that Sunday, till the 5:20 in the evening. I'm going to celebrate it with the group in Miami. Of course, everybody is welcome to join us. We have to do 3 lectures in Miami. But it's very important that we are captured this month because whatever happened to you in this month define the entire year because of that month is so important for 2019. Very important. Now, one more thing that I want to share with you. Tonight is the Hilula, is the death anniversary of Rav Zusha. And Rav Zusha, you know, I would like to read a story about him so we all can connect. When he was young, he was with his teacher. His teacher, his name is Rabbi Dov Ber, the Megid of Mezrich. And Rabbi Dov Ber was very famous to make miracles for people. So many people come to see him. So this businessman came to see the rabbi, and he said to him that I need help to make double the money I'm making. Rav Zusha was a young man, he was psychic already, he could read his mind, and he starts screaming at him. And he said to him, shame on you. You know and I know how terrible person you are. You steal money from everybody around. And you came to my teacher to ask for money? Shame on you, he said to him. And how dare you asking for my teacher to give you a blessing to have more money? The man left quiet and embarrassed. And after that, Zusha, the famous Kabbalist, started to become ashamed of what he said to that person. And he didn't know what to do. His teacher looked at him and said to him, what have you done? What happened? It's not my style to scream at people like that. He said to him, you know what? Would you be open that I will bless you with a blessing? He said, please. So I'm blessing you from this moment on. You will no longer will be able to see something bad about any human being on this planet. And so his psychic ability disappeared. He couldn't see negativity with people. But what happened, when he sees somebody doing something negative, only thing he could see that like he is the one who caused them to do the negativity. So when he saw somebody who's doing something negative, he started crying. How dare I make them do such a bad thing? When this story has been told by Rabbi Israel Merozhin, one of the greatest tzaddikim, he says, שסיפר זאת הרוזני, when he told this story, he used to say, if we all will be able to do what Rav Zusha did after his rabbi, bless him. That when we look at people who do bad things and we look inside and we say, what have I done wrong to cause those people to do wrong? Then we will bring the Messiah, we'll bring all the good things that we need to bring. But because when people do bad things, we're usually judging them, we no longer can change ourselves or we can change them. I would like to ask you just to close your eyes for a minute. And I want, please, to wish somebody that you know, one person, please bring somebody that you know close to you who is in pain or she's in pain now. And please send them this sequence, these angels, this sequence of the Yud Ke Vav Ke. Just send them the energy that they will feel better. And give this energy without expectation that you will receive anything in return. Just give unconditional love as much as you can, please. I want to bless you with the blessing of Chodesh Tov, meaning happy months. And may the Tzaddik, Rabbi Zusha, will protect us and help us this month to become better people. Those of you who want to light a candle for his name, we have a few candles in there. And please wish each other, if you don't mind, to your side, Chodesh Tov, happy months, and wish each other that they will have a great month this month. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.